Hello students, I am Mahesh Sharma and today's our topic is balancing of rotating masses. What is balancing? Balancing is the technique of correcting or eliminating unwanted inertia forces or moment in the rotating or reciprocating masses and is achieved by changing the location of mass center. Its objectives are that the center of gravity of system remain stationary during a complete revolution of the shaft, that the couple involved in acceleration of different moving parts balance each other. When we talk about types of balancing, there are basically two types of balancing. First is statics and another one is dynamic. So first we talk about static balancing. It is balance of forces due to action of gravity. A body is said to be in static balance when its center of gravity is in its axis of rotation. Now dynamic balancing. It is balancing due to the action of inertia forces. A body is said to be in dynamic balance when the resultant moment or couple which involved in the acceleration of different moving parts is equal to 0. Now let's talk about balancing of rotating masses. In revolving rotor, the centrifugal forces remain balanced as long as the center of the mass of rotor lie on the axis of rotation of the shaft. When this does not happen, then there is an eccentricity and unbalanced forces is produced. This type of unbalance is common in steam turbine rotor, engine crankshaft, rotor of compressor, etc. The unbalanced forces exerted on machine members are time varying, impart vibratory motions and noise. So here we talk about our first case, balancing of single rotating mass by a single mass rotating in the same plane. In this case, we consider a distributing mass m1 which is attached to a shaft rotating at omega radian per second. Let r1 radius of rotation of mass m1. So the centrifugal force exerted by m1 on the shaft is given by Fc1 m1 omega square r1. This force acts radially outward and produces bending moment of the shaft. So, in order to counteract the effect of this force, Fc1, a balancing mass m2, may be attached in the same plane of rotation of the distributing mass m1, such that centrifugal force due to the two masses are equal and opposite. Let r2 equal to radius of rotation of mass m2. So Fc2 equal to m2 omega square r2. Now we equating both equation. So here we get m1 r1 equal to m2 r2. Now we talk about second case, balancing of a single rotating mass by two masses rotating in different planes. In this condition, there are two possibilities while attaching two balancing mass. First, the plane of distributing mass may be in between the plane of the two balancing masses. Another one, the plane of distributing mass may be on the left or right side of two planes containing the balancing masses. So continue our second possibility first. The plane of the distributing masses lie in between the plane of the two balancing masses. For this, first of all we consider the distributing mass m lie in plane A, which is to balanced by two rotating masses m1 and m2 lying two different planes L and M, which are parallel to plane A. Let R, R1, R2 be the radius of rotation of masses in plane A, L, M respectively. Let L1, L2 and L be the distance between A and L, A and M and L and M respectively. Now the centrifugal forces exerted by mass M in plane A is Fc equal to m omega square r. Similarly, we get for centrifugal force for mass m1 and mass m2, which is Fc1 equal to m1 omega square r1, Fc2 m2 omega square r2. Now we have the condition of static balancing, which is Fc equal to Fc1 plus Fc2. For this we get mr equal to m1 r1 plus m2 r2. Now to determine the magnitude of balancing in the plane M, take moment about P, which is the point of intersection of plane L and axis of rotation. There Fc1 into L1 and Fc into L2. Now we solve this condition and we get m1 r1 equal to mr L2 upon L. Similarly, in order to find the balancing force in plane L, take moment about O, which is point of intersection of plane M and axis of rotation. We get Fc2 into L equal to Fc into L1. For this we get m2r2 equal to mr into L1 upon L. For dynamic balancing, for the equation 5 and 6 must be satisfied along with the equation 4th. So continue our case second, possibility second. When the plane of the distributing masses lie on one end of the two planes containing the balancing masses. For this we have the static balancing equation, that is Fc1 equal to Fc plus Fc2. For this we get m1 r1 equal to mr plus m2 r2, which is shown by equation first. Now for dynamic balancing, to find balancing force in the plane M, we take a moment about P. For this we get Fc1 into L equal to Fc into L2. By this calculation we get the dynamic balancing equation, which is m1 r1 equal to mr L2 upon L. Similarly, find balancing force in the plane L and take moment about O, which is shown by the equation Fc2 into L equal to Fc into L1. By this calculation we get the dynamic equation, which is m2 r2 equal to mr L1 upon L. So now we come about our third case, balancing of servo masses rotating in the same plane. For this condition, first of all we consider a rigid rotor which is revolving with a constant angular velocity omega radian per second. A number of masses 4 are dissipated by point masses at different radius in the same transverse plane. If m1, m2, m3 and m4 are the masses revolving at radius r1, r2, r3 and r4 respectively in the same plane, then the centrifugal forces exerted by each of the masses are Fc1, Fc2, Fc3 and Fc4 respectively. Let capital F be the vector sum of these forces, then F equal to Fc1 plus Fc2 plus Fc3 plus Fc4. By this we get the equation first. Now if the rotor is served to be statically balanced, then the vector sum capital F is 0. If the vector sum F is not 0, that means the rotor is unbalanced. Then we introduce a counterweight of mass m at radius r to balance the rotor so that we get the new balance equation, which is equal to Fc1 plus Fc2 plus Fc3 plus Fc4 plus Fc. That means we get the new equation m1r1 plus m2r2 plus m3r3 plus m4r4 plus mr equal to 0, which is denoted by equation second, whose general form of equation is summation of miri plus mr equal to 0. Now here equation third can be solved by the two methods. First is analytical method and second one is graphical method. Now we talk about case 4, balancing of several masses rotating in different planes. In order to have complete balance of the several revolving masses in different planes, the following two conditions must be satisfied. First, the force in the reference plane must be balanced, that means the resultant force must be 0. Second, the couple about the reference plane must balance, that means the resultant couple must be 0. Here, if we place a mass in the reference plane, then we may satisfy the first condition, but the couple balance is satisfied only by two forces of equal magnitude in different planes. So we need two planes to balance a system of rotating mass. For understanding this condition or this case, we take an example. Let us consider 4 masses m1, m2, m3 and m4 attached to the rotor at radius r1, r2, r3 and r4. The masses m1, m2, m3 and m4 rotate in plane 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now we chosen a reference plane at O so that the distance of the plane 1, 2, 3 and 4 from O are L1, L2, L3 and L4. The reference plane chosen is plane L and the another plane M between plane 3 and 4. Distance of all the planes to the left of L may taken as negative and to the right may taken as positive. The magnitude of the balancing masses ML and MM in plane L and M may be obtained by the following steps. Step first. In this step, we tabulated all the given data in the table. The planes are tabulated in the same order in which they occur from left to right. Step 2. In this step, we construct a couple polygon diagram in which add known vector and considering each vector parallel to the radial line of the mass. Draw the couple diagram. Then closing vector will be mm, rm, lm. The vector d dash o dash on the couple polygon represent the balanced couple, since the balanced couple is represented by cm, which is proportional to the mm, rm, lm. So we get the equation cm equal to mm, rm, lm, which is equal to vector d dash o dash. So mm value is vector d dash o dash upon rm, lm. From this value of mm in the plane M can be determined, and angle inclination of phi of this mass may be measured from figure B. Now we come to the third step. In this step, we draw the force polygon by adding the known vector along with rm. The closing vector will be ml/rl. This represents the balance force, since balance force is proportional to ml/rl. ml/rl equal to vector EO From this we get the value of ml, which is vector EOX upon RL. From this the balancing mass ml can be obtained in plane L, and the angle inclination of this mass with the horizontal may be measured from figure B.